Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. And I think I got a little bit of an early start here today. So hopefully we'll get some folks joining in as we go. Beautiful Saturday here in the mid Michigan area. I really do love this April spring weather. Wait, it's still February. Okay. Well, that means that next week we're going to have minus 10-degree wind chills again. And no, I don't know. This is just kind of a weird mid-winter, and it's doing things that it shouldn't be. But you know what? We'll take it. In fact, I think that there was a comment already saying good morning this morning from Steve and the vinyl community saying it's a perfect day to go out and buy some vinyl. You know what? It was snowing weird yesterday. That was a perfect day also. If it was raining, if there's a hurricane, I think it's a perfect day to buy vinyl records. Good morning, Steve, by the way. Thanks for being here as well. Sunny out in Toledo as well. Betty saying hi and checking in from there. Abby saying good morning and good morning to you with a little sunshine and happiness happening there. Pat Clary saying happy sunny Saturday. And Pat was in yesterday as I was attempting to go through a very rare Rolling Stones record that was just beat to hell. It played through, Pat, so I'm pretty happy about that. Sean saying good morning as well. Thank you for being here, as well as Mike checking in, saying hi. Dan saying good morning. Hey, Dan, thanks for being here as well. And oh, Mike's got to run. Well, you can. That's the beauty of this. You can always watch this on the replay, on the rebound. So they say, Mr. Silkman saying good morning. He's grilling a tomahawk steak for breakfast. There you go, man. Go for it. And Tom saying any day that the record store day is a good day. And I will absolutely and totally agree with that. Okay, before we get moving on some of the stuff, and I've got a lot to cover, so maybe it's good that I did get started a little early. You guys have 1 week left to get in on a chance to win these Whiskey Myers tickets for the Dow Event Center coming up on February 26th. That's a Sunday. So 1 week from today, we'll draw the winners for this pair of tickets to go see Whiskey Myers and Rival Sons at the Dow Event Center. And as of right now, I got to tell you, if the drawing were held today, your chances would be about 1 in 5 that you're going to win. So that means there's not a lot of people in there. So get in, toss your name in the no purchase necessary box, and we will draw the winners 1 week from today on this very live broadcast for those that want to go see Whiskey Myers. Okay. Also, too, before we get going into this whole AI thing, and I've been playing some more. I got an email better than a week ago, and I meant to bring this up from someone asking if I could find someone in the Midland, Michigan area that used to own a record album. I love doing stuff like this, but wow, this one is out there. So this comes from a gentleman named Chad, and he has come into possession of a record autographed from someone named Terry Gibbs. And let me read the message here. It says, it's a long shot, but would you know or happen to know of a person named Carol, that's with an E, who would have been in Midland around 1979? Yeah, that's a little bit of a long shot. I'm not sure if Chad's looking for this person, wants to return the record, but he did get a hold of this record from Terry Gibbs. And let me get to the full screen on this here so you can see it. It is actually autographed. It says, to Carol with an E. Thanks for making the Midland party a party for me, Terry Gibbs. So I thought that I would put that out there and ask you folks, and we'll put up a Facebook post and something in the Ask Midland one as well. If anyone happens to know a Carol with an E from the late 70s who was at a Terry Gibbs show here in Midland, shoot me a message, and we'll attempt to get back to this gentleman and see if he can return that long lost album to someone. It's just wonderful how everything is kind of bringing everything together here. Okay, so onward to this artificial intelligence thing. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because I do have a few new releases to get to. But if you've been watching the YouTube channel, you know that we started another segment called AI Record Reviews from the Wasteland. AI meaning, of course, artificial intelligence. I've been fascinated. This goes back to my decades as an educator, where I had to be kind of on the cutting edge of a lot of newer technology. But again, this was early 2000s technology. But even going back further, I've been a bit of a tech nerd and following some of this stuff. And I know AI, and I know that there are dangers, and the same media that told us apples were going to kill us and face masks would protect us are telling us that AI is going to kill us. Okay, that could be the truth, but we'll see what happens here. But in the meantime, I've been playing with this open source AI called ChatGTP. You guys may have heard it, may have seen it in the news. I'm hesitant to call it a true AI because it feeds off of information it gleans from the internet to write basically whatever you ask it to write for you. So I came up with this idea to ask AI to write record reviews. And then using some editing skills I had, I would transform that written review into a speech to text, which I found a very cool free speech to text program. Not free, you got a little subscription base, but it does a really great job speaking the words the AI creates. And then I just edit those together with some video and put them up on our YouTube channels. Our YouTube channel. So far, we did Greta Van Fleet, which was an interesting one, not very negative, but not very positive, but still it elicited some interesting responses from the Greta Van Fleet fans out there. Then we did David Hasselhoff, which was as I would expected. And then recently, a couple days ago, we put up a review for the band Wet Leg, which was really cool. We're going to do one more here. I'll tell you about it in just a second, where that's headed. But I've been playing with this AI. I'm fascinated by it. It's not going to replace what I do here at the store, by the way, because I still love my analog spinning. But I'm having fun with it. So much so that yesterday, late last night, I started experimenting with this image generation, artificial intelligence, the image generation AI. Basically, you feed into a couple of different websites, you feed it a string of keywords and ask it to create an image, and it does so. So I'm messing around with this and creating a couple of cool looking things. Maybe we'll use them for graphics for the record store, and I'll share those down the line. But as I got further into this, I found the more descriptive you are with the image, the more interesting it can be. So at one point, given the fact that we have the dogs that we hang out, Blue and the Dude, I asked this image generation AI to create an image. And very specifically, I said, yellow Labrador retriever listening to records. And I'll be darned, free and clear, AI generated this image for me, among a couple of other ones. It doesn't really look like Blue, maybe a little bit more like Dude. The paws are a little creepy on this too, but this is essentially my image. It's created, it's free and open to use, of a yellow Labrador retriever listening to records. So you take that really for what it is and have some fun with it. So then I went a little further. I thought, okay, this is very interesting. I'm having some fun playing with this AI. What if I feed it just something in specifically? And first thing that popped into my head for some reason was Mick Jagger, a very photogenic person. This particular platform I was using, called Deep AI, would be able to create an image for you in a variety of different styles, i.e. a Baroque or an old Renaissance or modern art, or even just kind of abstract line art. So I kicked in the term Mick Jagger and asked it to create just a general line art version of that. And this is what AI created: an image of Mick Jagger. I thought, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's artistically interesting. Okay. Then I took it a step further, and I don't know where I'm going to go with this one, but this is a little creepy. I asked it to create a Renaissance era painting of Mick Jagger. And this is what we got. Can you see it? Maybe a little in there. So this is fun. So I'm going to be playing with this AI image generation down the line as well, and seeing what we can do to incorporate it into some of the imagery and fun stuff that I like to post here at the store. So, and until such time as our robot overlords take over, then we'll just deal with it from there. A couple more comments. Rick saying good morning from sunny Grand Rapids, sunny everywhere. And Gary saying good morning as well. Okay, that aside, let's get on to a few new releases as I look at our time here and get through one big one of note. That we didn't get a whole lot yesterday, but one of note is this brand new release from Paramore called This Is Why. A couple of different versions. We have got an indie exclusive clear vinyl edition of this. They're really pushing this album. We got some promotional materials up in the form of a poster and everything, and this is on social media everywhere as well. I've not listened to this online, but you know what? I'm going to ask AI probably tomorrow to write a review of the new Paramore because hey, I'm going to let AI do it. I'm too busy. I'm kidding. But so this is why brand new Paramore. I think I've got a couple of these in stock on clear vinyl. We can always get more. Speaking of Wet Leg, as we still have a couple of copies of this great album. Grammy Award winning Wet Leg is what we can say now as well. Some good stuff. And we got a copy of the anniversary edition of the Lumineers, 10-year anniversary of their self-titled Lumineers, expanded on 180 gram black vinyl double LP. So we have that. Of note from yesterday's vintage vinyl drop, if you noticed on YouTube, I put up a short. I'm experimenting with those now as well to tease some of the higher dollar collectibles heading out in the Friday vinyl drop. And if you missed them, let me just go a little more in depth. This one may have snuck by pretty quick. It's interesting. It's from 9 Inch Nails. It's a 9-inch single, not a 10 or a 7, but an actual 9-inch record. And I believe it plays at 45 RPM. From 9 Inch Nails, and the song Get Down, Sin Long, Sin Dub. So Sin from 9 Inch Nails. I know there's some 9 Inch Nails fans out there if you're curious. Eels, Electroshock. This is a very cool indie rock type stuff on blue vinyl. I'm not going to pull that out. That's a little too tough to pull out. Also in the vintage drop, if you didn't catch it, we had a copy of Queen's Jazz with the original bicycle race poster. Can I show that on Facebook? Probably not, but it's in here. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Then there were a couple of big ones in the vinyl drop yesterday, and these are the investment type for collectors. We've got a first pressing of Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies Sap, the double LP and a half LP EP. It's got the etching on one side, but this is a true 90s first press. We ID'd that positively through Discogs. And then we also got a copy of Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals and Omega. This is an interesting double LP in the fact that it is 2 individual record sleeves that make up a double LP, each on colored vinyl. Discogs has got this thing ridiculously high. I think we came in fairly decent on our price. If you're interested in any of those, just shoot me a message. They are available as of this morning, Saturday morning, coming up around the 10 a.m. Eastern time. So check those out in our video. If you haven't already yet, please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel so you don't miss all of this cool stuff that goes up and out on there. We're still chugging away with the subscribers. Everything is going good in that respect. So I'm just trying to create some more content, hence that AI stuff. I thought that that would be an interesting thing to kick in there. All right. I think that we are going to go ahead and get on with our day. Don't forget, stop by the store, register to win a pair of Whiskey Myers and Rival Sons tickets coming up here for the end of February for a show in Saginaw. And I think that's about it. Stay tuned. Later on this afternoon, I'll have the weekly upcoming releases video ready to go as I try to decide to maybe should get a haircut next week. But we'll have that upcoming release for the next Friday videos coming, or next Friday rather, releases coming up later on this afternoon, depending on how busy we are as far as the time it gets. But on that note, I'm going to say good morning to all of you. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, Record Store Day. I put that in the title. Update very quickly on the list. I've been getting the questions. When does the list come out? It's in the air, folks. We got the notification from Record Store Day that, hey, you can buy the promotional kit with the posters and stuff. That's coming up. I went back and looked at our records from a year ago, and it was right around this time. So I'm expecting that the list, not positive, could be as early as next week, but most likely the week after, usually on a Monday or Tuesday. But if it shows up next week, sometime midweek, I won't be surprised too much. But more than likely, I think we can expect it the week after, either on Monday or Tuesday. So as soon as we get the Record Store Day list and it's available, we will post links to it and start talking about some of the goodies. We'll kick into gear that process of requesting them. Again, nothing guaranteed, but requesting them to get for that big day on April 22nd. All right. So on that note, we are going to turn things over. The lava lamps, plural, are bubbling. The turntable is about to get spinning. Come by the record store and see us. We're at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. Open today, Saturday, from now until 6 p.m. and tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 5 p.m. Hope to see you. Swing on by and say hi. And otherwise, just check out our stuff on YouTube. You folks have a great week. We will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Thank you so much for being here.